Hi, Leo. What's up? What's going on, my beautiful lions and lionesses? My name is Yvonne. You may know me as Luna with LT Reads. And today we are talking about some channeled messages that I have received through my automatic writing. I really like your reading, Leo. It's not necessarily an easy reading, but I do think that there are a lot of positive themes of renewal and also of cycles closing, which we will get into. But let us begin with you stepping into this glow up and attracting energy. I feel like you're taking better care of yourself, your diet, your appearance, just your day to day habits, your sleep schedule, and you're trying to live a more authentic life. And as such, you're probably living your best life, or, probably feels that way. With this protective energy coming out, I feel like in terms of your emotional availability, you may be a little bit closed off right now when it comes to romantic or just close bonds. I think that's part of this independent glow up phase that you're experiencing. I do feel like you've gone through a series of karmic tests as of the past few years, and you've learned quite a few lessons. But there may be past lessons that you may need to learn again, or you will find recurring if you haven't learned from them, okay? Moving forward towards confidence here and direction, forward momentum. That's all about Leo energy, claiming your power. There's something coming up here about you not settling for less anymore. So kind of like what I mentioned earlier with this emotional availability, it's like if this person does not give me what I seek, what I desire, or it's not reciprocal, then I don't want anything to do with it. Embodying renewal. Okay, yes, I did kind of say that in the beginning, the introduction of this reading. And shifting comfort zones. So, Leo, it might feel kind of surreal and foreign for you at this time while you experience this shift. You're kind of popping that comfort zone bubble, I like to call it, and going into a whole new world. There's something about looking back on the past with disdain here. So your past experiences, those lessons, those karmic tests that you may have learned, have probably put you through quite a whirlwind. There may have been times where you felt like curiosity killed the cat. And you, Leo, being, the lion that you are, I felt like that was a very interesting, witty message that came through from Spirit. Curiosity killing the cat. It's good to have a sense of curiosity, but it's important as well to reel back and realize when we may be impulsive. Okay, so now we also have the colors black, gold, and red coming out. A couple of spiritual symbols, which we will go back to after I finish this page with you. But we have wheat, clouds, and bamboo as well. The numbers 43, 12, 6, 22, 9, 10, 10, 350, as well as 8 is very important. 88 perhaps. And then let's continue. So, Leo, this growth that you are going through, or seemingly going through, you may be feeling the growing pains. It might be feeling like it's a lot of strife that you have, dealt with, and you've had to overcome a lot of difficulty. We have better versus bitter and maturity. So there's a sense of you gaining a sense of maturity because you have chosen through these past experiences that were so difficult to be better rather than bitter, to look at yourself, to take accountability, to heal in the ways that are necessary rather than holding resentment or negative judgment. Okay, yeah, and then accountability versus control, karmic debt. Yeah, you are very aware of karmic debt, I think, Leo. You try your best to always, be your authentic self and give that to others, and you have a very strong sense of moral values. So I'm not really concerned about that area. We have breaking chains, moral compass, and unlocking justice. Yeah, so where there were situations that were perhaps unfair, imbalanced, or lacked honesty, you are now using your moral compass to navigate you towards breaking these past chains that may have had you feeling bound and tied, maybe mentally, maybe, well, hopefully not physically, but, just stuck to something. And then I really like this big quote that we got. It's very rare that I get whole paragraphs like this, but let's go ahead and see what it says. It says, doing what is best for yourself or others is never wrong. Your intentions and actions will prove how you operate. Always make sure you conduct yourself with love from the heart, compassion for others, and kindness towards yourself. Remember to give yourself the same grace you would give to a friend, family member, or passing stranger. Your smile brightens up the world around you. Share it, even if it's just in the mirror. Oh my gosh, I love that. So beautiful. So I'm just going to flip to this next page here, Leo, so we can take a look at your spiritual symbols and colors. So the red wing, okay, let's look at the colors first, my bad. Let's look at black, because we do have red and black in the red-winged blackbird, of course. So black, the color means mystery, the unknown, the potential for transformation, protection, grounding, and intuition. So what I really like about the fact that this came out, this black and mystery, look at, we got card 8 here, the Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. Do you feel like you sometimes need to have an overt sense of control, Leo? You always need to know what's coming up next, or some kind of confirmation or assurance without taking that leap, that faith, having, a chance to take risks. That's kind of important, I feel like. Anyways, we also have gold, enlightenment, divinity, transformation, once again, illumination, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. And red, life force, passion, energy, strength. Strength is huge. Courage, aggression, and a warning sign. So if there's anything that you have potentially had intuitive negative feeling about, you're probably right. Always trust your intuition, Leo. Our ego, our fear comes in and asks us questions, and they come in the form of a question in our thoughts, right? Like when we're thinking. And our intuition is the quiet whisper that comes in as a statement. All right, so try and keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps. For the red-winged blackbird, the spiritual significance says, forces of nature are at work. Significant changes are coming into your life. This may be a slow manifestation process, but slow and steady wins the race. Okay, Leo, we don't need to rush. We don't need that immediate gratification all the time, all right? We need to pay close attention during this time to, again, any warning signals or flags, maybe even within our health, our mental and emotional, physical health as well. In our dreams, perhaps, signs, synchronicities, okay? Also, you may be experiencing an emotional shift. If you are, it's important to stay grounded, stay aware, and be aware of changes of perception that you feel and of those perhaps that are around you. All right. We also have determination, focus, and tenacity. And wheat here it symbolizes fertility, abundance, cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Clouds represent divine presence, guidance, transcendence, and change once again, and potential. And also clouds can be a warning sign, right? So we have white fluffy clouds, and then we have rain clouds. Maybe being cognizant of signs in nature could be significant for you as well. Leo, we also have comfort and protection. And bamboo, we have strength once again, resilience, growth, of course, purity, adaptability of openness, faith, good fortune, and flexibility. So let's jump over here, Leo, to this brown bear spirit. The brown bear spirit says to take time out. It may be important right now to take the time, if you need to, if you're feeling overworked, overwhelmed, like you're struggling in any type of area. Give yourself that time, that grace to have a rest day, have a me day, call into work, right, if the need be. We also have this world card coming out, which I find very interesting because we also got it. This is an oracle deck. We also got it in the tarot over here. And earlier we were speaking about your moral compass, right? So maybe there's something about you navigating things. Maybe you may be actually traveling or planning some type of trip. Or, you know, spiritually speaking, metaphysically speaking, you could just be closing out a cycle. But we're going to revisit this world card last, and I'm going to close the reading with that because I think that this is just such a beautiful, beautiful card. I think it speaks about exploration and gaining perspective, seeing new sights, feeling new feelings. Not to be corny, but okay. So Leo, let's look at your tarot, babe. We have the Empress in reverse, to the world in reverse. You know, closing out this cycle may have been difficult because you had given it love, compassion, and nurturing for so long. However, this is a cycle that had to close, whether this is romantic or, personal, professional, or platonic. There was no underlying structure here. There was no foundation. Largely could be a commitment, largely could be a career, okay, for the Leo that I am speaking to today. We have, again, with this Queen of Wands, this overwhelming sense of frustration with the fact that things have raveled or unraveled like this, and now lacking passion or confidence towards this situation, whatever that is. We see you cutting off communication and detaching, really focusing on head over heart, and still observing, maybe keeping communication at a bare minimal, but not really putting in nearly as much emotional effort as you once did. For another specific group of my Leos, if this is a marriage that has broken, this Page of Swords could represent a child that is caught within the mix of two parents here. One parent feeling extremely angry and frustrated, the other one perhaps cutting off communication, or in the worst way, being deceitful or dishonest. Okay? So finally, Leo, let's take a look at this world card for you, my love. Sorry, I've just got to find it here. Number 13 may also have some relevance to you. Okay, so the world represents the shadow realm, shadow work, and unearthing your power. The eclipse seen in this card leaves everything in obscurity. Darkness has taken over, blotting out the light. Whether wittingly or unwittingly, the world card heralds your initiation into your personal underworld. In many ways, this card embodies the lifeblood of this deck. It represents the impossibly deep nature of our shadow and the unfathomably potent magic that lies within it. To pull this card in a reading is a sure sign that you are deep in the trenches. Things likely feel intense, pressurized, and maybe even downright painful. Fear often creeps in when we are feeling our way through the darkness, unable to make out the shapes and ghosts that lurk nearby. But it is here, in the infinite darkness, that limitless potential lives. For those who are brave enough to traverse their inner landscape, untamed power, creation, and boundless riches await. It is in the darkness that everything is birthed. Something is waiting for you to claim it and name it now. This isn't an invitation, but a demand. Find your true power and harness it. Step into your new skin. Take up more space. Trust your raw instincts and unleash the animal within. Further reflection says, name the parts of yourself that have been deemed bad or wrong throughout your life, either by others, yourself, or both. Think of the ways other people have tried to keep you small. Where do you feel cut off from your power? What would happen if you were to reclaim it? You don't need anybody's permission to do so. Gorgeous. I feel like that's a really nice way to close this reading, Leo. I hope that helped a wonderful Leo out there. And until we meet again, mwah, love you.